time for you at the moment, back in the Australian squad and flying in the Championship. It's not getting much better, no?
No, we're doing all right. We're doing all right this year. It's only 11 games in, but now we're doing some good stuff. It's enjoyable. That's the main thing. If you fancy Portman Road, it's quite an exciting time to come down and have a watch. But yeah, no, it's great to be back. It's been a while. I'm just looking forward to getting back on the pitch and doing what I do.
Is it something that played on your mind a lot, getting back into the international side?
I would say only since probably the success at Ipswich, because suddenly it's like, what do you think? I'm asking a few questions, like, what do you think? Have I done enough, or is there a chance? But for a long time, probably no. Like, it's more about I'm getting on now, I'm getting a bit older, and maybe there's a new pathway the manager wants to take, or wants to bleed in some younger players and stuff like that. So it is a difficult one, when you're not part of the setup for a while, how to get back in, and you've had a squad for so long and you want to build with that squad, and a new player comes in, they've got to get sort of adjusted really quickly and stuff like that. So I've only been sort of thinking about it for the past year, maybe, that maybe there's a chance. But yeah, it's, I'm buzzing now, but I've never really sort of got my hopes up and thought, it was ever a thing again. So yeah, it's a great surprise. So I'm happy.
Do you think it's fair that you've been out for 4 years?
Yeah, I think the last time I went to Sheffield Wednesday, and I think my injury record sort of wasn't too great. I think every time there was a camp, I picked up a little niggle. Then COVID happened, and I took almost pretty much a season out due to one injury, and I think that probably sort of killed me a little bit. And it wasn't a good period, mentally as well. So it was. I wouldn't expect anything. I wouldn't expect to be called up after a little period like that. And I know how much the manager values like minutes and playing, and so even when I was playing, it probably needed a little bit more time, and it was probably good for me, for my head. Like, I can just focus on my club and focus on playing, and sort of get back to a decent level. Yeah.
We used to call the Australia team 06 the golden generation.
Yeah.
So that was the first of 5 consecutive World Cup final appearances. Just recorded the team's best ever joint best ever finish. Is it fair to say that Australia isn't about now any golden generation or getting lucky with a particularly talented crop? Is this just the level now that Australian football is at? And is this what the expectation is?
No, I think the expectation is still really high from looking at afar. Like I say, the World Cup's a big, evidence that, you can beat top teams, especially European teams. From seeing from when I've come in today, I think they're definitely in a transition period of young players coming through. And at the moment, I think you can't really judge the team based on their first year of the 4 years building up to a World Cup as well. So the manager's got 4 years or 3 years to build a team and see where they get to. So these games and where they're at is just probably the process and the building parts. And I promise you now, the team now probably looks, from experience, will look completely different to the next World Cup team. And that's just the way I think national team setups work and stuff like that.
What's changed since you were last in the squad?
These lot have changed. Setup. Player-wise, a lot of younger players, obviously. Staff, there's a lot of familiar staff. I'd say there's a lot more backing, like from afar coming in. I'd say that the setup's gone up a little bit. There's no corners cut. Everything's just things you wouldn't even think of is covered. More staff, more beds in the physio, to food, everything's just covered, and they're trying to create an atmosphere that's obviously as top level as you can get.
You spoke about the success at Ipswich was what helped you get back to this point.
Yeah.
A lot of that's down to the manager, Kieran McKenna. What's he like to work with? What's he done for you?
Wow, he's really good. To be fair, so he brought me in. I would say he probably brought me in knowing that they had a really good chance of promotion and their team was pretty much set. And if they had a few injuries, so I was almost brought in as a backup. So if that and a few things happened, a few injuries, a bit of bad form, and then I got my chance. But he's been good. He's been brilliant, especially with me. We crossed paths a little bit at Tottenham when I was younger, and it's he's in that age where I can talk to him properly, and he's not we're the same generation kind of, and you can relate to him a little bit. But on the pitch, yeah, I think without bigging him too much, he's top class.
Was the pitch when he signed you back-to-back promotions? Was that the plan?
No, definitely not. I think promotion was definitely a plan, but even now, we're not really talking about promotion. We're talking about building or performances, because he's got his way of playing. I think, like most managers, he wants to implement his style on the team and show that this is McKenna style and the new Ipswich style, and if we're doing that and we're getting results. So at the moment it's positive. We just got to keep going, and he knows where we're at. We're all not stupid, like we're second in the league, but you need to. I think we've got to stay humble and try and just keep doing the right things. Because the minute we let that get away from us, I think then we lose a few games, which we will, and then we can see how good we are, with our responses and stuff like that. And
how hard is that balance to keep focusing on the day-to-day and keep we're second.
Yeah.
Premier League, keep that out of your mind. Is that a difficult thing to do?
To be fair, when like the season's going on, we play Saturday, Tuesday, like it's relentless. Like it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy because you win, like we win a game, or we draw to Huddersfield on the last weekend, and we were a bit like upset with that result. But you can't. I'll say most Championship teams will think like this. You can't even rest to sort of think about it. You've got to move on Tuesday, and if you win Tuesday, then that result doesn't really mean anything. And then you win Tuesday and you think, oh, you're buzzing, or you lose and then you got to get yourself back up for Saturday. And suddenly, if you can do that quickly, and we have been, then you don't really think about it. I think now when there's a bit of a break and people are talking and the media's getting involved and stuff, I think everyone tries to hype it up a little bit and they take a step back and look, oh wow, Ipswich are top of the league. Then it's up. I think it's up to us to sort of like mellow it out a little bit. And the staff are really good at that though. They're really good at just keeping our heads down and just focusing on stuff. Yeah.
You mentioned your time at Tottenham. You must be looking forward to seeing Harry Kane on Friday.
Yeah. I'm sure he'll play. They got massive players, obviously, big players, multi-million pound players. So you think it's a very good opportunity for us. I think everyone's excited, and I think it's an opportunity to play against a team that many footballers never get to experience.
Is Harry someone you knew when you were?
Yeah, he was
when you were at Tottenham?
He was my age group going through.
Yeah.
So he was always the first one with the first team before us. It was always his path was already like you could tell. Yeah. So I remember he was exactly the same. Scores goals, good head, good professional. Yeah, everything.
Is he someone you still keep in touch with, or anyone from Spurs you still keep in touch with?
No, that was a long time ago. Yeah. That youth team period, like, it goes so quickly for a year, 2 years. Everyone is going on loan, or I think I pretty much spent my whole Tottenham career on loan. Sometimes there's a few of them around the leagues that I see when we play against, and then we catch up and stuff like that.
Speaking of Tottenham, was maybe witnessing the ascent of the first kind of superstar Australian coach at the moment with Postecoglou. You were part of the 2018 squad. I don't think you played, did you? But you were in the squad. You went with that camp with Postecoglou. Maybe it's a slightly unfair black and white question, but how do you compare what you know of working with Ange with Graham? What kinds of...
Oh, they're completely different. Yeah, like most managers, they're completely different. Ange has his ways, Arnie has his ways. But yeah, no, it was definitely an enjoyable time. He brought me from, I was playing at Swindon Town, League One, and he gave me my chance. So what he's doing now is incredible. Yeah, I think every Aussie's following Tottenham now. I think every Aussie's secretly a Tottenham supporter. So, no, unless you're not. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. No, it's great to watch from afar. I think, being in this country, I think perception. You would know, like, I think he's just a genuine person, and you can see that in his media interviews, and he's got so much passion for the game, and yeah, he's just hungry for success, and that's what we had. Yeah.
Graham said yesterday, speaking I think it was in the Times, that if the feeling in Australia was that England took the piss, his words, not mine, when they played in 2003, the game got the winner up to Park when England made 11 changes at half time.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a fair way of describing making 11
I don't really
changes
remember
at
that.
half-time?
No.
FIFA changed the rules.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I do remember that actually. I don't know. I don't really care. Yeah. I was probably, how old would I have been? 29? 11. 11 I was, yeah. Yeah, I just remember us getting the result and me going into school a proud Aussie, that's it.
You spoke about, how well Ange has done and every Australian following him. Have you been surprised by the impact he's made?
No, definitely not. I'm surprised by, like, I've said this before, that an Aussie had the opportunity to actually get into the Premier League. I think Ange will go on about it. Never knew it was even a possibility, that an Australian will be considered for a Premier League job. So he's already, blown expectations out by doing that. But I've always said, like, whether he does well or not, I always thought he always leaves an impression. So I've always said, if he gets success at Tottenham or not, I think everyone will remember, Ange there, and he'll definitely leave a massive impression at the club.
You spoke about everyone in Australia being a Spurs fan. It'd be nice next season to split it between Tottenham and Ipswich, wouldn't you? If you get a bit of Premier League, couple of Premier League players.
Yeah, that would be lovely. That would be lovely. I wouldn't. We'll see. I don't want to go into it too much, but yeah.
And you spoke about some of the stars that England will have lining up. Jude Bellingham, that must be quite an exciting and daunting thing to look forward to.
Yeah, no, he's top player. Played against him when he was at Birmingham.
I did wonder, yeah.
Yeah, he was 17, and the hype was huge when he was that age. And you're almost like, as an experienced champ player, you're almost like, oh, he's not that good. And then you realise he's 17, you think, oh, he's actually all right, yeah.
Did he match the hype at that time?
Yeah, for sure. In a Birmingham team that, they had a lot of experience around the team. They weren't great to watch, but they didn't do anything amazing, but they had a really good team. And he was, a young boy around an experienced group. He was able to shine and do what he needed to do, and he looked incredible. And at 17, you think, oh, how old I was. And his brothers are doing the same in the Championship, so they got good genes.
You played some of them yet this season?
Yeah, first game of the season, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
So, do you think it'll be a slightly different pace from Jude to Joe? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got 3 years on him. So he's obviously playing at the best club in the world. So yeah, it'll be. I would look forward to coming up against someone like that.
Got England and New Zealand coming up in the next 3 days. Which of those is the bigger game you will see?
Well, I think you've got a sellout stadium at Wembley, so I'd say that's probably a massive game. And it's the first game, so that's the bigger game. There you go.
Which do you think is the closest of those 2 teams to your level? Which do you think is going to be the more competitive game? Or the more balanced?
I don't know. Obviously, England are one of the best teams in the world. That's. I think we, even at Ipswich, we look at teams ahead of us who we want to replicate. Man City, the top best team in the world. So, I think it's a great benchmark for us to see. Okay, that's where we've got to get to, and then we can see where we are on Friday night. Never played New Zealand, so I couldn't tell you what they're like. I'm sure we'll review it coming up, but yeah, I don't know. we're all right. We're doing well. We're a good Australian team. I think people underestimate that. So we'll just see where we go Friday night, and then we can go from there.
Took the eventual world champions within a extra time.
Yeah.
In the last 16, so it's clearly something.
No,
This team that
yeah,
can
for
compete
sure.
with the very best.
I think most Aussies, you never, no matter who you play, I think Aussies have that, DNA that you don't just roll over and give up. So, that Argentina, I was watching that game. If it goes on for another 30 minutes, we get an equaliser. You know what I mean? So, easily an equaliser. So, yeah, it's just the nature of football. When momentum's with you, then you never know.
Great, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Just a couple of quick ones from me, you can stay.
Yeah.
Cam Burgess, obviously, is your teammate at club level and now international level. Tell us a little bit. Have that side?
Jump over that
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
because I think Massimo looking at the side otherwise.
He made his debut last camp.
Yeah.
What's he been like to play with?
Cam's top. Cam's old-fashioned centre half. You don't get many of them in Australia anymore. Like, heads everything. Built like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, not bad on the turn. Once he gets going, he's quite quick. And I think he'd say as well, like under a good manager, under a team that wants to play football, his quality like comes out. I think if you follow his career path, he's never had the experience of trying to, to show how good he is actually on the ball, and it's all coming out now at Ipswich. So it's good. He's a good teammate, good guy off the pitch as well. Get along with him really well. Buzzing for him. He deserves this. He's been crying for a call out for a long time, and yeah, he's got it, and he looks like he's been a part of it. I watched the Mexico game, and yeah, it was brilliant for him. So happy for him.
And a quick one, just a fun one for our channels. Tell us a little bit about Ed Sheeran.
Oh yeah, massive. Yeah, that was brilliant. That was really good. He's an Ipswich fan, sponsors our shirt, and yeah, I think over the past year and a half we've been crying out for him to come into the dressing room and try and see us, but he always nips off the games early, and or he's been busy with his tours, and he's been in America for a long time. So yeah, the people upstairs finally got him down, and it was good, great, and we won the game, so it was even better. And then he didn't stay very long, but yeah, like I'm a massive fan, so that was a good one.
Did you swap the shirt, or did you give him one of your shirts, or did you take the shirt home?
Nah, I think he's got plenty, to be fair. Whatever he wants at that club, you get. I think the city, the town loves him, the club loves him. Just having a profile like that, come to the games as well is massive.
And there was a sing-along in the
Yeah.
dressing room afterwards?
Yeah, he hated that. Yeah, he hated that. When it came on, it was on. It was on for a good, verse and the chorus and that, and yeah, he got a bit awkward towards the end, but I've sung in the dressing room with Ed Sheeran, so you can't say that, can you? So.